Why MGTOW is a must. In this video, I will explain why MGTOW is a must for any man who wants to be successful. Hi everybody, and welcome to One Male. I'm going to talk about an important movement that more and more men are starting to get behind, MGTOW, or men going their own way. Now, if you're like most people, you might be asking yourself, what the hell is MGTOW? And that's totally understandable. But trust me, by the end of this video, you'll see why MGTOW is something every man should get behind. What happened eventually was predetermined. Most men believe that society isn't empathetic or socially intelligent enough to realize that mistreating men will only make them rebel. People likely take it for granted that men will continue to be mistreated forever. Men are increasingly viewed as disposable sperm donors, human wallets, and enslaved people. The lives of fourth-wave feminists are being criticized, which is too loud to ignore. That's why they market MGTOW as a bunch of self-described losers rather than a group of poor, unattractive guys who can't get a date or a good answer. Conversely, if a person already considers themselves a loser, then it is acceptable for a fourth-wave feminist to label them as such. Until recently, MGTOW had no official name, but this was not an opinion. That a man had established his single status, or confirmed bachelor, in the past. A confirmed bachelor has decided that he will never, ever get engaged. A confirmed bachelor, or player, is a man who has stated that he will never tie the knot. Many members of the MGTOW subculture have become accustomed to being called hoes because they choose not to date or get married. This demeaning language is all too common and has lost its impact on male recipients. This encompasses not only material but also psychological and social needs. Feminists who hold the fourth way of thinking are convinced that MGTOW must be stifled at all costs because it rejects the idea that women are victims. I don't know how to calm down a group of men who don't share a common political ideology or dislike one another. Since there is no overarching authority figure, a Western man who goes his own way can accumulate wealth while minimizing risk and living longer than those who follow the herd. As a result of being demoted, members of the sizable fourth-wave feminist movement are seething with rage. Men can find freedom from rape by going MGTOW, be it sperm jacking, divorce, rape, or loss of employment, void laws designed to hurt men and take them out of the dating pool for good. If a woman makes up a case against a monster, it's okay to transform him into a normal human being. However, if he chooses to remove himself from the dating pool voluntarily, he is a monster. The only ones who are monsters are them. An example is a true story of how Robin Williams' first wife raped him after they divorced, and he was left obligated to pay her $50,000 per month for the rest of his life. The second offers a man who has never committed a crime $80,000 per year for energy rather than $100,000 per year. No one should have been shocked by his suicide. Jeff Bezos is worth $38 billion, Mel Gibson is worth $425 million, and Harrison Ford has a net worth of $118. It's not just false accusations at work that men should be wary of making eye contact with, but also intimate contact with women. Life becomes much more steady and stress-free when you don't have to fear ruination at the hands of a woman. If a woman tries anything of the sort at work and you've been single for some time, you shouldn't be surprised if your coworkers side with her if she claims you harassed her. If she feels threatened by you at work, she may tell human resources or other employees about it, putting you in a bad light while making herself look like the victim. If she persists, you may even have to take her to court. Possibly, the company will give her a higher ranking position. Thus, all it takes to accuse a woman of having been raped is to look at her the wrong way. No more dinners with female coworkers, don't sit next to them on flights, book hotel rooms on different floors to avoid one-on-one meetings. Just like no one can accuse Mark Zuckerberg of looking at them the wrong way because his face is always neutral. Hiring a woman is a risky business right now, as one financial advisor put it. What if she took what you said the wrong way? According to men, avoiding female coworkers is just the beginning. In Scandinavian countries, men keep their distance from women. Why do you think politics is crazier than ever and will be dominated by women shortly? Women don't join men in dangerous, unpleasant, and difficult professions because they expect to be supported. Women can thrive in male-dominated workplaces despite the cold. Conversely, men have an innate need to be in charge. That's how it ought to be, and it's hard to hold men accountable for going their way. A man set on forging his path does not look down on females. The idea of MGTOW is not new. When women label men who go their way as a misogynist, it's not just because they like the sound of the word. Men are hardwired to provide for and protect women. They assume we dislike them because of who they are and project that onto us. They're too dense to realize that gender have fundamental differences and that men and women don't harbor the same stupid grudges and feelings. The opposite is true for women. They are not afraid of men. They are confident that most men will defend them from harm, and they know that they can mistreat men and expect them to risk their lives. A man's wealth and social standing increase the likelihood of false accusations against him. There are no strikes, protests, purple hair, or demands that men conform to our beliefs in MGTOW. We believe in freedom of choice so long as your wife doesn't put a vice on your balls. There is a lack of focus on women's resources. We treat them to the cricket's disinterest. The mad is propelled by indifference, not hatred, because indifference is the antithesis of love. There has been a marked acceleration in the rate at which younger male generations are embracing feminist ideals and taking the red pill. Gender-based propaganda is to blame for this phenomenon. They are getting to elementary school-aged boys much earlier. I speculate that women see older men forging their paths and, in response, think that brainwashing the lads is the answer. The boys try it first and realize its effects more quickly, so the rest of the group takes the red pill. There is a never-ending cycle of bad luck for bulldogs everywhere. The Sydney Morning Herald reports that the idea is that men need to talk about women's experiences for those experiences to be taken seriously. Consequently, women exert even more effort to mold us to their ideals. MGTOW eliminates the interception monologue if males do not repeat what they say. Despite the left's belief to the contrary, males today are more rebellious than ever before. The future holds a lot of MGTOW, but also a lot of insults. These males with sexual dysfunction deserve explanations. To respond to insults, take a red pill. Getting the word out is important because, nowadays, females anticipate their male partners to take on a more nuanced range of roles, including those traditionally associated with femininity. They've made it clear that a wealthy man who can cook, clean, and fix cars is high on their wish list. A builder who dabbles in the arts, a leader who can also be led, someone who is both emotionally and professionally detached from their work, and someone who is both able and willing to lend a sympathetic ear to those in need but who also prioritizes their health, their family, and their fitness. There's no end to the list of wished-for items among females. As far as observations go, this one about women is particularly odd. A spoiled gold-digging fat wife is the worst-case scenario I've heard of or seen men who tried to follow these rules end up with. By the way, those ladies were from Eastern Europe, with women like that already available in the East. Is it even worth trying to find a good woman in the West? In the end, only 5 paths open to a man who has taken the red pill and learned the truth about women. The 5th choice is to keep trying to find a good woman in the West when it's nearly impossible. They risk becoming bad ones. The 4th piece of advice is to do some geomaxing and travel to a country where most women are feminine. If the guy is open to both genders, however, smartphones are helping to spread feminism around the world. Turning gay or bisexual ranks 3rd. Nonetheless, even gay men lament the difficulty of finding a monogamous male partner in a time when sexual encounters are so commonplace. If you like women with a 5 o'clock shadow and that choice is 2nd, you should consider becoming transgender. Nonetheless, the correct response is choice 1. If you're a man and you've taken the red pill and are working on yourself, you don't have to give up your independence to go MGTOW or, more accurately, go MGTOW monk. You have found a way to attract quality female companionship, but she may cheat on you tomorrow for all you know. To me, MGTOW means you know how to draw a female companion, but you choose not to because you have higher priorities. Finding fulfillment in your work will make you happy on the inside, while a romantic relationship will not. The thought of your investments and progress toward your goals will get you out of bed each morning, but a woman will not. In times of sadness, your hobbies and friends will be there for you, but a woman won't. It is no secret that our society places great importance on romantic relationships. From early childhood, we are inundated with messages telling us that we need to find our soulmate to be happy. This can put a lot of pressure on men, who may feel like they are falling behind if they don't have a girlfriend by a certain age. Once you have one, who knows what that woman may accuse you of? Then boom! Suddenly it may become you versus the whole country. As I said, any law that is specifically written to hurt men and force them out of the dating pool is null and void if a man decides to go MGTOW, whether it be a law against sperm jacking, divorce, rape, or job loss. Instead of rushing into things, focus on your growth and development. Work on becoming the best version of yourself, and your life will improve. So that is why MGTOW is a must for your life. Would you take it?